Okay, people, welcome back to another and the last tutorial of 2022. So yeah, today we are going to do a tutorial on how to set up a multiple server for ETS2. It's actually really easy, but there are some things that need to be done correctly, or you will have issues, you will have errors. There is one error that somehow SCS support doesn't even know about and how to fix it. And it is literally so easy to do. Don't even ask me why they don't know this. Maybe they just don't want to help. I don't know. But I got you covered. And yeah, so I may even put in another fix, because this is something I ran into when starting to run multiple servers. Now, if you just run a single server, you may not have this issue. But this is when you're starting to use two servers. You're running your service through batch files and not the original server exe, and this can cause issues with your server closing and all that stuff. So I'm gonna show you a fix for that. And with that being said, let's hop into the tutorial. Okay, first of all, like always, we of course start with exporting our server package. So this is what we're gonna do right here. If you here, you probably already have a server up, so you already know this part. If not, follow the screen and it will show exactly what you need to do. But yeah, because you probably already have a server up because you want two servers, I expect you to already know this. So after this, we are going to jump over to the next part and actually fixing the files. Okay, so after you downloaded the package files, now we want to make sure that we can actually use these package files for our second server without overriding our main files. So this is actually really easy, and I'm gonna show you when I get these freaking things off my screen on how to fix it. Okay, so what you want to do, you want to go to your, of course, documents, right? Where you generated your files, and these package files. So normally you will have these for your first server and you just leave them as is. You don't want to do this. So I may pause the screen because this is pre-recorded, so I'm talking over it. So what you want to do is rename the files. But I think what I do here is show you the fix first. Now I could be wrong. I'm not sure. Let me think about this. I think I showed the fix first before I renamed the files. I'm almost 100% certain. I was here just looking at a way where I could put them. Yeah, so you open the server package.sii, and this is where a error comes in. I will show the error on screen. Here is where you want to, okay, let me pause the screen here really quick. So what you want to do here is you want to make sure that this is the same name as your package.dat file. What you are, of course, the two you just downloaded are generated, right? You have the SII file, that is this one, and you have the dat package.dat file. You want to rename this the same way as you rename those. If you do not do this, this is where you get the error that your package file, and I'll show the specific error on screen right now, what causes it. So this is how you fix that part that SCS doesn't seem to know about. Was really odd, but okay. And I'll show you actually that the package is not showing that error. I forgot to record the part that it shows the error. I may do this, but this is not my server, so if there are people online, I cannot do it. If they're not, I'll show it. So like I said, this is where you want to rename the files exactly the same as before, right? So yeah, that is that fix. It's as easy as that. So now what you want to do, you want to copy those two, right? Want to copy them over. You want to paste them just in your documents folder where you already have your other files. And because you rename them, it's fine. If you don't do it in documents folder, it will not recognize them and it will not fire them. So I am forgetting one thing here to show. You want to do the same thing, and I will point it out on screen. You want to do the same thing with your server config.in the server config.sii. You want to make one of those two, of course, because that is your server config with your server name and all that stuff. I do show later on where I get this and change the names. Now the config, the dedicated server underscore .cfg, I'm not sure about. I don't think you need it, but yeah, that is that. I'm also going to show later on the bat file you need, but for now, this is just really simple. All we're doing now is renaming files, copying them over, right? And I think I launched it here. I'm not sure. Yeah, I did launch it. Now I don't know if I launched it with the issue. No. Okay, so you can see, I paused the screen real quick. You can see there is no error here anymore. Normally where it says session running right above the dot line, there will be an error popping up. Again, I showed it on screen. That error is now gone just because you changed that one thing inside the SCS file, SII file. So yeah, that is that part. Now let's go over how to easily do your porting. So once you can see it on screen right now. Once you have a second server, you also need second ports open. So I recommend having 102, 103 for your virtual ports. Now SCS say you do not have to open these ports. I disagree. I'll recommend still opening them. And for your normal connection ports, you want to have 27017. 27019. If you have these ports already open for another server, just skip 2. So and then 2017, well, if you already have 19 open, you can just start from 2020 of 27020 and then 2702020, right? And so on. So that is that. Change your server name and all that stuff. It is that easy. So that is your server part done. Now I am going to make sure that you guys can actually launch the server without issues. So I'm going to really quick show you the bat file. The bat file will be in the description down below. So what you want to do is you want to open a bat file. Just right click, make a text file. And you know what? I'll actually show that. So let me just live record this right now. Why not? Let's do this. Okay, let me hit on recording so I can live record this for you guys. So what I'm going to do now is I am going to right click, new text document. And now I just need to wait until, oh, I can see shit. I'm smart. Okay, let me open a folder in this case then. Let me do it here, right? So you gotta do new text document and you remove all of this, even the .txt. And I most of the time just call it server start .bat. So now it's a bat file. once you have that done, go down in the description below where you can download the stuff. So you have to go right click on it, as I do in the video that I am using, right? Right click, go to edit, and then you want to go down in the description, copy this line, and you want to make sure that you change the server package.sii, of course, with your server package.sii, and your server config.sii to your server something SII. Depends on what you call it, of course. So for example, server package server2.sii, server config _ server2.sii. That is probably how I will leave that in the description. So you know the server2 part is where you need to change your own name. Alright. So once you have that done, it's technically that easy. Now, like I promised, there is another issue, that is that every now and then the server just might shut down. Yeah, we do not want this. So I am now going to show you how to fix that part. Alright, so let's do it. It's really easy. There is a mouse that doesn't want to give me. There you go. There is a another paste bin. I'm probably going to use paste bin for this one. In the description, you want to use that to create this one. This is the problem is with ETS and batch files. There are multiple ways of doing this, but the issue is that it doesn't keep it open. It doesn't what we call pause the batch file, right? You can do it in multiple ways. You can do it using commands like cmd/k, can pause it. That doesn't always work. You can also use %pause%. Also doesn't really normally. Yeah, sometimes it works. Normally you can also do just pause, but I found out that did not work with ETS batch files. So what I did instead is create a register file for hard pausing it on Windows. So in that case, it will not only be this CMD, it will be every CMD or batch file you create will automatically already do it. So you don't have to program it in every fucking time you make a new batch file. It's really easy. Same as the batch file though. Let me take this one. Let me rename it. So you know what? Let's delete this. Let's make a new one. So what you want to do is you want to right click, new text document, and then call it whatever you want. I called it CMD forced open or something, forced pause, I don't know. In this case, I'm just going to call it CMD pause, right? Right? CMD pause dot RIG stands for REGEDIT. I think if I did it correctly, sorry, I did it wrong. I need to rename. Needs to be, there you go. I said it right, but I did it wrong. There you go. So now you can see it changes to like a cube idea. Once you have this, you want to right click, edit, so it opens it, of course. Now, for you can just also, just like me, although I already have it here, you go down in the description and go to the paste bin, download this whole piece of code. Make sure you have PowerShell installed. It comes default, so it should. And all you have to do is paste it in there, right? Save it, And I may even just drop this one in there, but I think a paste bin so you guys can look at the code and do it yourself. And then all you want to do is double click it. And yes, I know. And then normally you want to click yes and yes. Now I'm not going to do it because I already did. And so it will probably fuck mine up. So that is that. You know what? I'm just going to do it just so you guys can see it's safe. Yes, I already done and have been successfully added. Now I may have to restart my server. So let's do that. There is no one online anyways. So let's do that really quick. Let's restart that bad boy. There you go. All right. Well, so that was the server fix, multi-server setup, and a whole bunch. I'm going to edit this mess of a recording I made. And with that being said, guys, I hope you all have a great new year. Please tell me after the fact you still have all your 10 fingers. That is what we always say here in the Netherlands, right? Yeah, for people who don't know, this is now my full tutorial channel. I do still have a gaming channel. Link is down in the description. There is a new series coming up there, starting from January 5th. With that being said, guys, I wish you all a great new year, a amazing 2023, and yeah, that was the last video of the year, guys. I'll see you in the next one. Peace out.